going on today, people? It's Young Bits or TJG back again, and I know it's only February 2nd, and I know this is kind of crazy, but I just hit King of Games. Now, normally I wait a long time to hit King of Games and everything, but I thought I'd give it a little bit of a quicker pace to it, and I just had a really good deck. I was really flowing with it. I was having a really good time. I got through Plat so fast, and I got through Legend so fast. I hit Legend 3 really fast, ranked down to Legend 2, but then I just got right back, and it was win-loss, win-loss, and eventually I just got the wins. So here it is. I know I've shit on Bonds before, and I always used to say I didn't like Straight to the Grave as a skill that much, but I decided to use this deck, and this is what got me to King of Games. So 3 Gazuki, pretty standard. Only running 2 Red-Eye Zombie. I didn't think I needed 3. I started off with 3 and realized it was breaking a little bit too much, so I took that out. 2 Samurai Skulls. Really, you could make this even 3 Samurai Skulls if you took out the Bacon Saver, because honestly, I think Bacon Saver is the most useless card out of this entire whole deck. If I would draw it, it's only good for econ fodder or for tribute fodder, and that just happens so rarely it doesn't even matter. It's only good for econ fodder, even if you can econ take an opponent's Dakini, and that's pretty much it. 2 Red Eyes Insight, because I think you only really need 2 when you're running 3 Storms, that is. So 3 Storm is kind of unseen. I used to be running 2 Storms and 1 Cosmic Cyclone. This was yesterday. What the fuck am I talking about? So yesterday I was running that, but today I switched over to 3 Storms and it became a lot more consistent. I'd be getting Storms a lot more often right when I needed them. I didn't save all the replays, all the best replays I had, but I still have some good ones. Skill Successor is a huge... this thing won me a bunch of games. This card is really good. I didn't know how good it was at first. Also, it's really important to read the text, because during your turn for the second effect, I thought it would increase a monster's attack by 800 on either player's turn, but I was wrong, and that actually cost me a couple games. 3 Econ, because Cyber Angels is everywhere in the meta right now. Wall Disruption, because Cyber Angels is everywhere in the meta right now, and that's really good against it. It also beats Hazy, which is nice, and 2 Red Eye Spirit, because it's Spirit, and you can only run 2 of them. So before I show the replays, I'm also going to show what I've been getting for my card tickets. So I have here my other rare card tickets. So we're only getting 2 this season. So I would say don't get Dark Catapulter. If you need other things, get them. Like, I would suggest Hollow Life Barrier if you don't have it already, or where is it? I'm looking for the other ones. If you don't have Black Illusion Ritual, get one of the, or get some of those. I think that Dangerous Machine Type 6 is super fun, and Dark Triceratops is a cool card for free-to-play Dino players, especially. If you need to get your Primal Cries, get those as well. But the card I would suggest getting, if you don't... Oh, and Transmodify, of course. If you don't already have it and you're looking for things to get, go for Necklace of Command. I think this card is super cool because it's a cool equip, and especially in Last Gamble decks, you equip, destroy. It allows you to draw another card or discard from your opponent, so that's why I'm getting a second one of these, and I think this card is super cool. So you guys should definitely use it. So I pretty much just hit King Games too. So I only have 3 replays, so I'm going to play that, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Season's Climb and what I think is going to be happening for the whatchamacallit, KC Cup. So I don't know if I'm going to be using this deck for the KC Cup just yet. Also, you see my icon there. I've been playing around with Yami Bakura, so you know that's my boy right there. Because shout out to the Fiends. Yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be running for the KC Cup yet. I'm not going to be super involved in it either, because I don't like to spend so much time on the KC Cups when I don't think they really matter. I'm really not in it for that kind of super competitive aspect. I'm more in this for a fun, mostly free-to-play aspect. Also here we get a pretty bricky hand. This is by far the most ridiculous game I had out of all the duels, and it is insane. I love this guy's deck too, and I totally wish I could run it if I had 3 Soul Exchanges. So he's popping off on my econ and stuff. So I'm thinking about decks to run for whatchamacallit, the KC Cup. God, I'm all over the place right now. But one cool thing you can do is try and counter the decks that best counter Cyber Angels, since a lot of people are going to be playing Cyber Angels, but people know that. So a lot of people are going to be playing decks that counter Cyber Angels. So there's a whole number of those decks. And if you can think about what you think is the most popular kind of build for that and then build against it, you're going to be in luck, because you're going to be able to take out a lot of these decks. for example, you could start running things like what is it, Void Trap Hole, if you want to get rid of Cyber Angels in some of your more offense or balance decks. There's a couple other ones you can run Interdimensional Matter Transporter if you want to get around your monsters being sent to the graveyard by Dakini, but you want them next turn, things like that. DD Warrior's kind of cool for getting around Dakinis and Sephiroth, stuff like that. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other anti-ritual cards. I haven't looked into it too much, if that's not obvious right now. Also, thank goodness that this guy didn't get rid of my... oh, no, I have the... What should I call it? Oh, no, okay, no. Yeah, thank goodness he didn't get rid of the Red-Eye Zombie Dragon, because then I wouldn't be able to use my Red-Eye's Insight. Yeah, that's what I meant to say, you know? And the whole reason right here where I'm not activating... I'm not attacking his monsters is because I don't want to soul exchange off my one Red-Eye Zombie. So here I'm going to take his Firestorm because I don't want to get OTK'd right there if he does happen to have anti-magic arrows, because that'd be real bad. Red-Eye Spirit here because why not? Also, his soul exchange is not going to get around it. And here comes the Wall Disruption, which is so clutch because he's going to take 2,000 points of damage. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to beat him right here. There's nothing he can possibly do. Who would run this deck and Sphere Karibo? That's so dumb. Sphere Karibo. Oh man, that's just so dumb. Let me just get over the second Sphere Karibo. This was a little devastating because I was like, what the fuck? And this is obviously a tribute deck, so he's going to be able to get around stuff, and he's going to take out my guy. And I only have 5 cards left in the deck. Look at that. It's kind of unfortunate, too. I'm not attacking because I still think he might have more soul exchanges, and then if that happens, I'm not going to get around anything. And here we're just going to econ attack, and we go for the skill successor because we're out here for farming people. And he's got no more Sphere Karibo, so that's good. GG, Bandit Keith. You never see Bandit Keiths anymore, except for the... I actually ran into one Gravekeeper player running Baggy Sleeves, but otherwise I really only see him for that cheesy, Blaze, or Volcanic plus, the wallet deck. Jeez, I can't think of it. Wallet Control, there you go. Where people pick up their 7 completeds and then get rid of them with their Chiron the Mage or with their whatever other cards that drop spells. That deck seems kind of cool, but it's not a thing I would run. If you can't tell, I'm a little out of it because I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Homework on and off today. It's been crazy. I don't really know why I tried to hit King Games so fast. I think so I could have a relaxing rest of the month because I'm not going to have a whole ton of time to play, so I might be a little bit off when it comes to recording and recording times. Also, I only realize now that all the games I think I saved have the most bricky hands possible, so I guess this is a good way to show that this deck gets around bricks even when you're running 3 Storms. There was one game where I did run, or my opening hand was 3 Storms and Bacon Saver, and I still managed somehow to pull that one out. I think my opponent just bricked way worse than I did, especially since I was going up against a Bamboo player and they just couldn't draw any monsters, and they just had, they weren't equipping anything, they were just setting cards, and so that was that. Here we're going. This guy's going in with all of his bullshit. God, I hate Cyber Angels so much. Even though they're definitely not a tier 1 deck anymore, they're just so annoying to face because if you don't have a good opening hand or if you don't have a good monster, they can get around just about anything. But thank goodness for Wall Disruption because it's gonna get over everything. Saphira also not that good. Gets rid of my Storm, which is fine, I guess. This also allows me to have better Gazuki plays, which is totally great. If he had gotten rid of my Storm, or if he had gotten rid of my Red-Eye Zombie, it would have been totally fine too. But here we go in for exact lethal, and we somehow pull out the game. Doesn't matter with the Hymn of Light. 3,000 damage to the face, and there you go. Another thing I wanted to talk about for the KC Cup is people are probably going to be expecting me to play the 3-star Demotion Burn deck because that is one of my favorites and it's something I got really good and it got pretty popular. The thing is, it's not as good as it was like a week ago, which I know is a crazy thing to think because people know how to play around it. Everyone's played it on the ladder at this point. People don't attack in a face down things that you've 3-star Demotioned. That was like a thing for maybe half of a day too. This meta moves so fast. That's the problem. They don't give us enough good cards when the meta changes so quickly. Which I know is a crazy thing to say, but every time there's a new deck, people find out about it so fast, and there's already counters to it. Whereas in the in the real Yu-Gi-Oh game, in the real card game. Like there's so many cards out there that there's just no way to predict everything. And you can run, I mean, not in the top tier stuff, you can run some crazy stuff and get away with it and do well. Run some stuff that's totally not expected, and people have to memorize way more deck types and way more kinds of cards and way more everything. Whereas here, people know about they know what's in your Cyber Angel deck. They know what's in your Red Eyes Zombie Dragon deck. They know also Snipe Hunter. He misses it here, which is pretty funny. Unfortunately, he's going to be able to get it again. Mind Scan plus Snipe Hunter is not something I was really thinking of as a combo, but it is pretty good for getting rid of specific back row. But it's definitely not going to matter because I'm going to be able to bring out the Zombie Dragon. I'll bring out another one next turn, or this turn, and I've got the Bacon Saver. We're going to storm anyway, so get rid of this guy's back row, and that's it. GG. That's how we do it out here. I wish I had more replays to show, but unfortunately, I'm trying to keep videos small, and I also just forgot to save a bunch of them because I had another deck I was working on, and then that failed miserably. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy this deck. Please go out there. Please use 3 storms in your Red Eyes Zombie Dragon builds as long as it's fitting for that. I hope you guys have fun with everything that goes on for this month, this meta, and this KC Cup. Thank you for watching. This is the Jewish Giraffe signing out.